can give your whole life to people and still be misunderstood. Be careful. Trying to please everyone will break you before you even begin. This is the story of someone who learned the hardest lesson in the most painful way. Once upon a time, in a quiet town where every house held secrets behind polite smiles, lived a young woman named Elara. She was the kind of person who carried sunshine in her voice and storms in her silence. From the time she could walk, Elara believed her purpose was to make everyone happy. Her parents praised her obedience, her teachers praised her helpfulness, and her friends praised her willingness to fix any problem, no matter how heavy, no matter how unfair. She grew into the girl who said yes, even when her soul was begging to say no. She became the emotional glue of everyone's life, except her own. While people smiled at her kindness, very few ever paused long enough to ask if the smile she wore was real or stitched together like a mask. Elara poured into everyone else until her own cup cracked. And still she kept giving, believing that love was something you earned, not something you deserved. Her breaking point came slowly, like a slow leak in a balloon no one notices until it's flat on the floor. She found herself running errands for people who never thanked her, solving problems she didn't create, giving money she could not afford to lose, and sacrificing her sleep to finish tasks others had abandoned. And the more she did, the more people expected. The kindness that once felt like her superpower began to feel like her cage. Her phone buzzed constantly, not with love, but with requests. Can you help me? Can you finish this for me? Can you talk to me? She was drowning in obligations that were never hers to carry. One night, after forcing herself to stay awake to help someone who didn't even remember to ask how she was doing, Elara collapsed, physically, emotionally, spiritually. She cried until her voice vanished. She screamed into her pillow wishing someone, anyone, would see that she was breaking. But the truth hit her with the force of 1,000 disappointments. People notice what you do for them, but rarely notice what it costs you. If this story touches your heart, please like this motivational video and subscribe to my channel for more stories like this. The next morning, Elara made the first decision of her life that was truly hers. She turned off her phone. She sat alone in her room, letting silence speak the words she had ignored for years. She asked herself questions she feared. What do I want? What makes me happy? Who am I when I am not fixing someone else's world? It felt selfish at first, but slowly she realized it was survival. She started writing her goals on paper, goals that had nothing to do with anyone else's expectations. She dreamed of studying digital design, opening her own studio, creating art that came from her heart rather than others' demands. She enrolled in a course. She saved money. She worked late nights, not to please others, but to build herself. People complained. They called her distant. They said she changed. But she smiled through their judgment because for the first time in her life, she wasn't shrinking to fit someone else's story. She was writing her own. Months passed and Elara's small steps became giant leaps. She built a portfolio of designs that reflected her soul, pain, hope, rebirth. She launched her own brand with trembling hands, expecting failure, but hoping destiny would meet her halfway. Her work exploded online.
She doesn't help like she
Her
used to.
style was raw, emotional, deeply human, and people felt it. Her inbox, once filled with demands, now overflowed with admiration. Clients paid her, appreciated her, respected her boundaries. The same people who once ignored her exhaustion now praised her strength. But Elara didn't rise to prove them wrong. She rose to prove to herself that she was enough, even without constantly giving herself away. She learned that confidence is not loud. Sometimes it's quiet. Sometimes it's simply deciding you deserve to breathe, to rest, to dream. And suddenly, her life didn't revolve around making others comfortable. It revolved around becoming the person she once needed. Elara stood in her studio one night, surrounded by the glow of her success, and whispered a truth she wished she had known sooner. You lose yourself when you try to please everyone, but you find yourself when you finally choose you. She realized that love that must be earned is not love. Approval that demands your suffering is not respect. She understood that saying no is not rude, it's self-protection. And the people who truly care will celebrate your boundaries, not punish you for them. Her story spread far beyond her small town. She became a symbol of rising after breaking, of choosing purpose over pressure, of discovering that the world will take everything from you if you don't learn how to keep something for yourself. Her journey taught thousands the truth she learned in the hardest way. Stop trying to please everyone. You were never meant to live your life for them. If this story moved your heart, follow now, because your new life begins the moment you finally choose yourself.